Hello and welcome to Adventures in Venueland, an EVMC podcast. Join us for this all-access pass backstage and behind the scenes with some of the brightest minds that cross the scope of the live event industry. I'm Dave Rettelberger.
And I'm Paul Hooper. We'll introduce you to incredible guests who journey with us as we dive deep into the world of venues, tours, festivals, and everything in between. Grab your laminate and meet us in Venueland.
Today's adventure takes us to San Francisco, California, and our guest helps bring one of the most unique live music experiences in the country to life. Stern Grove Festival is the nation's oldest nonprofit music festival, delivering free live music to San Francisco for an incredible 88 years. And our guest's career has included time with AEG, MTV, and today she leads the marketing for this iconic music tradition. Please welcome the marketing director at Stern Grove Festival, Molly Fremgen.
Hi guys, how's it going?
What an intro. Hey.
I know, I feel so special.
Molly, let's just jump right into it. We're recording this shortly after Halloween, and you had a fun makeup incident.
Yes, I did. So I am obsessed with Jim Carrey, and I dressed up as the Mask for Halloween and went like full suit. I painted a tie to look exactly like him, and my face was completely painted lime green. And I woke up the next morning, and I had like been scrubbing all night, and my face was all yellow. And I woke up the next day, and it was like still bright yellow.
Oh,
and
no.
So I had a yellow like stained mask face. So I think I'm just becoming the Mask now.
I was going to say,
exciting.
Have you incorporated all the catchphrases like into your day-to-day work?
Somebody stop me.
Yes.
Yeah, all day. Yeah. Smoking.
Do people under a certain age know who the Mask is? Do they even remember that? I love that costume idea.
That's a good question.
They're probably like,
so.
Oh, that's that classic movie. And you're like, Get out of here.
I'm like, that is my bread and butter, people.
Classic. Get out of here.
Greatest movie of all time.
I'm glad it's an audio-only podcast, but it looks like you've got the skin tone back to normal.
It's coming, just, a little cover up.
Hey, I'm excited to talk to you because I've heard of the legend of the Stern Grove Festival, but I think a lot of people in the industry may not be aware of kind of the history and what you're doing out there in San Francisco. So talk to us a little bit about the festival and its history and your role with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I started working at AEG and Golden Voice, so I was there for 8 years, and really, I feel like I knew a lot of the venues and kind of places to see music in amazing spaces. And I came to San Francisco, and my friends were like, "Let's go to this really cool space to go see Taj Mahal. It's a free concert." And I was like, "That's amazing! Taj Mahal for free? Let's do it." And I walked into this venue, and it is this incredible outdoor amphitheater in this eucalyptus redwood grove, and it's been around for 88 years. We're going on to our 89th season right now. And I just remember walking into that venue going, this is the most magical place I've ever seen music before. And there's this certain sense of like magic is like the true word that I put with Stern Grove. It's just so special. So the way it came about actually was back in the 30s, there was this woman named Rosalie Stern, and she bought this land and donated it to the city of San Francisco. So it's 66 acres, this beautiful public park. And when she was there, she decided that she wanted it to be a space for people to enjoy free live music. It's a place where people can come together. It's like, and to have the foresight of like a woman in the 30s donating that money and being like, forever, this will be a space.
Yeah.
And this will be a place where people can come together who maybe can't afford to go to a concert, who maybe don't have the means to be able to go to that. And we're going to do this forever. So for 88 years, we've been bringing this incredible tradition to San Francisco every summer. And it's so incredibly special.
That's amazing. And probably back when that started, it's like, oh, we instead of charging people a quarter for a concert, we'll now
Hmm.
make it free. Now, that's a very crazy model in today's industry, right? Because we all know there's so much of this ticket element to everything. How does that work from the logistics side? Is it just show up? Do you have to pre-reserve ticketing? Do you all have like a capacity you hit? Is there a ticketed space, or is it just a big wide open park, for someone that hasn't seen it?
Yeah, it is. So we kind of, there's two different ways that it works. So it is completely donation based, and that's honestly how
Cool.
we raise all of our money to put this on every year through donations and through sponsors and just like incredible organizations and grants. So as a nonprofit, we raise all of the money to put this on, and um, it's very cool because we do have some picnic tables that are in the venue, and those are actually donation based. So each picnic table fits 10 people, and you can donate to kind of have that space reserved for you. But
Sure.
that is a way that you can then pay it forward essentially to everyone else that gets to come. So our capacity is 10,000 people, and every weekend we max out. We're like hitting 10,000 every weekend,
Jeez.
but people do have to reserve tickets. And that is honestly just like a safety measure for us is
Sure.
we end up we release a lot of tickets and not everyone is able to come, which is honestly the most heartbreaking part of the festival for me because I want to throw a big party and have everybody there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately we do, we have safety measures and we have to stay
Sure.
within our codes. But this year, we over the course of the entire summer, we had over 100,000 people in our venue, and we raised, close to $5 or $6 million. So it's very cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit on it, and I now know this world a lot, not from the arena side, but from now working in parks and recreation. You have this amazing thing that comes with free events, and you have other unique challenges that you don't foresee, and some of that is like kind of what you were hitting on is you have to be cognizant of, okay, if the tickets are free, are people less likely to use them? Are they going to reserve and then flake? Or if the weather's not perfect, are they just, because they don't have anything invested? And then you have other people that are wanting to get it. So it can be tricky, but then you also absolutely, to your point, are like not wanting like 60,000 people to descend on the venue
Right,
thinking
right.
it's just show up, there's no tickets, and you're like overrun at capacity, crazy safety. So it's like it can present its own challenges that, probably people on the paid ticketing side are like, oh, that must be so simple. It's like it's got its own kind of challenges that you have to worry about.
There's definitely this like push and pull for every single show of because there is kind of like, and this would be very interesting to hear from other folks in the industry of how they manage these types of free events because we do have about like a 50% attrition rate of people coming. So we end up releasing about twice as many tickets, which
Yeah.
is a really interesting game because when we had Diana Ross, it's like, okay, we know that we can't fit more than, 10,000 people in there. How many tickets are we going to release? And we still like max the venue out, even though we released much like, less tickets because we didn't want to have an issue at the venue.
Sure,
And so
sure.
it is kind of like, yeah, this interesting push and pull of it's a different problem than I've ever had before because I'm
Yeah.
always just trying to sell tickets and now I'm like, okay, now everybody really wants to come. How do we manage this and keep everybody happy? Because it truly is like an event for the community and for everyone in San Francisco and the Bay Area. And we want to preserve that. And also beyond that, like we want everyone to be able to come and see live music for free, especially if they don't have the means to do so.
You mentioned Diana Ross, but talk about some of the artists that have played the event over the years.
Yeah, this past season was really great. It's really interesting just so you know kind of the background of it. It was very much this picnic in a park for many years. It was like the ballet will come and the kind of some of these smaller like local acts that weren't quite as well known names. And in the past 4 or 5 years, we have an amazing board chair, and he's actually his name's Matthew Goldman. He's actually the great grandson of Rosalie Stern, who started Stern
Oh,
Grove
wow.
Festival. So the family has been running the festival for the past 88 years, and it's been passed down through the family, which is so cool
Yeah.
because we really feel like we're connected to the family and like connected to the original mission of Rosalie. And Matthew has kind of come in and wanted to push things to a way where it's like, let's bring some other cool, really amazing artists into this festival and push it into kind of the next phase of bringing more world-class musicians to Stern Grove. So, well, first I'll start with I think one of the most interesting things is that we've had the San Francisco Symphony play for the last 88 years. They were the first group to ever play on the stage, and we've had them every season since, which is really cool. And we've done a lot of cool like collaborations with the symphony on our stage. So that's really nice. But this year, we had Diana Ross, we had Damien and Stephen Marley, the Pointer Sisters, we had Orville Peck, which was really special. It was like his first show after his Broadway run. We had Girl Talk and Chromeo this summer, which I was like reliving my college days with Girl Talk on stage, and it was so much fun with confetti cannons everywhere. And, like, it was just the best. Patti Smith, Bob Moses, Frank Moody, like it's one of the main goals that we have for every season when we're booking. Stacey Horn is our director of programming, and she's absolutely incredible. A big goal of hers is to book a different genre of music for every single weekend, so that when we release the lineup, it is something for everybody. It's like when you look at the Stern Grove Festival lineup, you're going to be like, I love country music, I can go to this show. I love electronic, this is my show. So it really is this thing that overarches the city where it's like, okay, there's something for everyone here.
Yeah.
With such a history, how do you when you're marketing and putting this together, how do you preserve the legacy while also evolving the festival's brand and reach? That
has been a tricky balance, I think, because I never want to ruin an amazing brand like that. It's just so
You're
special.
Like, it had 88 years until I started.
Right, all of us wake up hoping just not to ruin everything.
It had a great run until the mask arrived.
And then the mask came in and
somebody stopped her.
Destroyed it. They should have stopped her. Well, it's honestly, it's really cool because our team's very small and nimble, but we all have these like values that I think Rosalie had. And I believe that like people that love Stern Grove, we all really embody it, where it's like, we want to preserve the beauty of this place. We all love music so much. Like, music is life. It is joy. It is unity. So I think having those values flowing throughout the organization at all times and really flowing through everything that we're doing keeps that brand alive and keeps it what it was really meant to be, which is like a place for community. I think my really big thing this past season, and I'm going to continue, is how do we be more of this hub for the community in San Francisco of music? I think right now, just with the state of the world, with everything that's happening with technology and just our government and just life, not to get political, but I think that we need like love and unity and joy more than ever. And this is a place where we can really do that and feel really good and solid about that. But one of the main things that I really wanted to do this year was, how do we uplift other people in our community, whether mostly focus on all of our artists, our local organizations, other nonprofits, and other local small venues that are really struggling. I think across the board, it seems like everyone is having a hard time selling tickets, and people are having a hard time attending shows or paying for shows. And I feel like we have this venue that I sort of think of as like Switzerland almost, where it's like every concert promoter can come here, every radio station can come here, every organization in the city. This is a place where they can come and feel good, and we can help lift them up. So I hired, a bunch of different local artists to paint and create different posters for every single concert, working with local, all these really amazing local companies just to kind of lift up their brand as much as possible. So I think really just like generating that flow and like bringing up San Francisco as much as we can, and the Bay Area is really important to me and to all of us. So
You all are like the place for the good hang. Like invite all the promoters in, kumbaya, watch a free concert,
it
and
just there's no
let's all
place like it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen.
Talk to me about a year in the life of you, because I think so many people listening wonder what it would be like to be able to focus on a single event. God help me, right? I don't know if my brain could handle it. I know it's not a single event, but it's what is it like to have that kind of focus, and what does the calendar look like for you as you kind of travel through a cycle of a year?
That is a great question because yeah, it used to be, 100 shows that I'd be focused on. And it's like you don't get the time to really hone in on something and really like define it. And this is really cool because we do get that opportunity. And so we really get to kind of nail down things in a really special way and make that magic that I'm talking about. But the calendar year it's really full on for me I feel like starting like January up until the announcement is very full on. However, before that, it's right now I'm doing all of my like creative design and focusing on the creative direction. So in addition to doing all the marketing, I'm also overseeing the brand and the creative direction. I'm designing and working with artists for all of the merchandise. So I'm working on that, working on redesigning our website, building out a lot of our partnerships with like local radio, with all of our kind of just different media partners right now. So it's really how do we kind of take this time to figure out what worked, what didn't last season, and now let's take it and continue to grow it. So this is a bit of like an incubator period, I would say, and then it gets pretty full on starting in probably in about February, and then we launch, and then it is just like here we go. So, and then once the season gets started, it's kind of wild because we do almost have to rebuild the festival every single weekend. So it is a public park all other days of the year.
Is there infrastructure? Is it a temporary stage or what? Yeah, what does that kind of structure look like?
Yeah, there's a stage there and it has a barn where we kind of store everything. And then there's a couple dressing rooms off to the side. So it's very bare bones.
Yeah.
It's very simple looking but it's beautiful. So it's a lot of our stuff is stored there, but every single weekend we have to tear everything down and rebuild it. So
Wow.
it feels kind of like this whole rebuilding of a festival every weekend.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like building a little mini festival each
Hmm.
time. You're like
Yeah,
touring, but you're just staying in the same place.
exactly. Yeah,
Just
which is
rebuilding.
great.
How many shows, how many events do you all typically do in a year? Does it change year to year?
Right now we're doing 11 a year, and then we are talking about expanding it and making it a longer thing. I personally would love to. As we all know, San Francisco in the summer is not the greatest weather, and the fall is just magical. I'm like, what if we just continued it on? But yeah, right now it's 11 big shows, and it would be something. It would be very special to have it kind of continue on. So exploring some of that right now.
As a marketing director, how much are you responsible for, helping with raising the funds or that piece of it?
So we have our director of development, and he oversees a lot of our donations and kind of sponsorship side. But we work really closely hand in hand. So with all of that, it's okay. What is the messaging going to look like for asking for donations? How are these different methods we can do it? So we're working through different things like Giving Tuesday right now, and kind of what that marketing campaign is going to look like. So I will say that Noah and I work really closely on asking for donations and working as the nonprofit side while also marketing a festival. I will say that was a very large transition for me. I've never been in the nonprofit world before, and learning how to kind of speak in nonprofit language was a
Sure.
different
Yeah.
different beast for me. It was just like coming from Golden Voice, you're like, this is how we talk. This is the lingo that we need to sell these tickets. Let's do that. And then going in and kind of talking in this different nonprofit way has been really interesting and kind of cool to work with him on that. But I think what's been kind of an interesting side of the marketing that I'm learning is we are doing more kind of partnerships and sponsorships where when we talk to other organizations that want to get their brand out more, we're kind of doing those deals and being like, okay, from a marketing standpoint, we can do XYZ to kind of uplift your brand as well. So It's kind of like a lot more of like co-promotion and working together. And that's kind of where a lot of our donations and funds come from is working with other brands and working with other organizations to kind of, lift them up while also generating funds through that. So that's been really interesting. And then from other marketing kind of speak to is really selling the tables that we're providing at each show. So it's how do we get the messaging across to people of why they should support Stern Grove and why they should donate is really important. There are a lot of free concerts in San Francisco, which is absolutely incredible. We are so blessed to be in a place where we have a lot of people in the city that like want to bring more free music because they see the benefits of what it does for the community and how important music is for everyone. And I think we're this kind of very unique spot where it's like, why should you come to Stern Grove? It's a little difficult to get to sometimes. It's a little bit out of the way. It's sometimes hard to get tickets. So it's like, how do we tell that story? How do we make everyone really be like, I need to go to Stern Grove and I want to support it? But it truly, a lot of that is the storytelling and like the showcasing of the history of it, how amazing it is. You feel different when you're there. You walk out feeling like incredible. You feel really connected to everybody around you when you're there. It's unlike any place in the world. And everyone that kind of goes there and goes to these concerts have been going forever. There's so many amazing stories of people
you probably have like generations now too that it's like people have this nostalgia of, now they're maybe young adults, but they remember coming with their, their parents or their grandparents like way back when. And, it's, that's kind of got to be really fun to, tug at people's heartstrings a bit and be like, this is a thing that's like, a part of the city, but also something that like people spend their whole life doing, from like when they're really young to when they're really old, and it's been here the whole time.
Yeah, it's really special. And there are people too that they're like, oh, I met my husband here 40 years ago, and we're still together and we still come. And there's a lot of kind of beauty in the venue with that. So it's very special. Everyone should come.
I'm sure there's some challenges also though with being kind of in an outdoor setting all the time.
Yeah, sometimes. So we always have every year we have our big picnic, which is kind of the end of year fundraising event, and that's our biggest show. So last year was Diana Ross and Damien and Stephen Marley. This year is going to be awesome. So
stay tuned.
Get ready for that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Tease.
And last year or 2 years ago, we had poolside and Sylvanesso, and it was like pouring rain, and it's like it's really this, we have really nice tablecloths out and like really like everything's beautifully done, and we get there in the morning and it's just like raining, and we're all like, oh my gosh, what do we do? And we just kind of were like, okay, wrap everything up, and then we just had to like put it back out. And it can be a little challenging. There are definitely challenges to the venue itself. So if you see photos of it, there's this really, really steep hillside, and it's a little, it feels a little rustic, a little like good luck up there kind of thing. But it's really amazing because it's like everyone is like, yeah, I know what I'm getting into, and like I'm going to be on the hillside, and but yeah, it's straight up, and you were like hiking out of this venue, so it's tricky in that way, but it's really fun. I also think being outside in nature is one of the most amazing parts of this venue because you really feel actually connected to nature in a different way that most music venues don't. It's all grass, it's all trees. You know, there's certain shows where you're watching an artist perform and a hawk will fly by like with a animal in its talons and you're just like, oh, here we are. Like that's right, we're in nature right now. Yeah.
So here we are.
So but it's really beautiful and I think it makes everything feel extra special when you're there, just to kind of be in touch with nature in music.
I love that.
When we talk about, special, we need to talk about Champaign-Urbana because I know that's where you went to college, and that's my sister lives there.
Oh, nice.
But how did you talk to me about how you were at the University of Illinois, and while you were there, what did you think you were going to be doing?
So I grew up in the suburb of Chicago, and I did not want to go to University of Illinois. I wanted to get out to California. And my parents really wanted me to go there. And I'm incredibly happy I did. I loved U of I. Go Illini. And while I was there, my dad is a family doctor, and I really wanted to follow his footsteps in medicine. And my freshman year, I was a bio major. And I was like, this is not it. I got to Orgo Chem and I was like, I can't do this for 4 years.
That's the weed course, right? The Oreo Chem is like, if you're not feeling it, it's not feeling you. Yeah.
That's right. And I quickly was like, yep, this isn't going to work. So I started kind of just figuring out what I wanted to do. And while I was at U of I became a DJ on a radio station, and I actually joined the Illini Union Club, which is this organization that puts on these free events through the union. And I was really into it and loved it. But while I was there, I was in charge of these events. Once a month, I would throw an event for the campus. And I got it in my head very early on that I was like, they just kind of gave me a budget and they were like, just do what you want with it for every month. And I was like, interesting. Okay. And then I was like,
power.
So what I started doing, which maybe I shouldn't say this on a podcast, but I'm going to, I started kind of shelling away a little bit of money each month so I could throw a music festival at the end of the season.
Brilliant.
Planning. That's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. And they were like, okay, so why are these events a little lighter each week or each month? And I was
Don't
like,
worry about it.
I was like, don't worry about it, but I'm going to throw a music festival at the end of the season. And I basically just was like, yeah, squirreling away money and holding it to the very end. And then I got a grant, and I was working with, I had a mentor at the time who was part of the union club, and he was absolutely amazing and helped me through all of this. But we just were like, we're putting on a music festival. And we raised extra money, and we just like started going for it. And we threw like a 3-stage music festival at the union. And we had like all these amazing artists that came out. We had some that drove down from Chicago. And it was like probably one of the coolest things ever. And I was like, oh my God, I want to do this. This is what I want to be doing. But the funniest part about all that is that I went through that and I was still like, but I want to help people and I want to be in medicine. And I got a job out of college that was with a medical device sales company. And I had 3 months before my job started, right when I graduated. And my best friend, Kelsey, was like, let's go for a road trip. She needed to drive from Seattle to LA. She's like, fly out to Seattle and let's go to LA together. And while I was in LA, I was like, I know somebody at MTV. I'm going to see if I can interview with them. And I walked into MTV, I interviewed, and a couple of days later, I got the job. And I flew back to Chicago, bought a car, and my mom and I drove out to Santa Monica. And I was there for 11 years.
Wow.
And what were you working on while you were there?
At MTV, I was doing like kind of advertising sales and working with different brands too. So it was it started off as doing a lot of just like the placing ads. So like working with Pepsi and being like, okay, here's you get 20 spots in this day,
Yeah, yeah.
and there you go. And then I moved into sort of a more creative role where it was like working with brands to integrate them into shows. So it's like, okay, working with Red Bull and kind of having them, how did they show up at the Moon Man Awards? I can't even think of what it's called right now.
The
The
VMAs.
VMAs. Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys. At the
It's only 11.
VMAs.
It was only 11 years.
Oh no, I was only there for 2 years. And then
Yeah.
and then yeah, so I started off doing that, and then I got a job at AEG working for the venue side, working as doing kind of concert booking with Eric Bressler and working doing helping out with marketing, and worked with Chuck Steedman there, who's absolutely amazing, and they really mentored me and showed me so much and allowed me to kind of have the freedom to learn a ton. And so I was working with all these different arenas across the world, which I learned so much at that job. And it was so incredibly helpful that I was, yeah, kind of helping out with concert booking. So, routing tours through venues and sort of helping in that world with Eric. And then also kind of moved into a marketing role, and then just kind of kept going and going and picking up more things and just
Which was your favorite venue? Which was your least favorite venue? I'm just kidding.
least favorite.
Drag 'em, drag 'em. You know who really chapped me?
I loved working with
Okay.
every one of those venues. Seriously,
Good
it was
answer.
so
Good
much
answer.
fun. Like
They're like my
everybody,
children. Yeah, I can't choose between them.
they were so much fun. It was just every day I'd be like talking to, somebody in Minneapolis, and then I'd be talking to someone in San Antonio, and it was just a blast. Like I loved it.
And then from AEG, you went to Golden Voice for a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, that was just, I mean, Golden Voice is a part of AG, and I had written it down on my goals list when I was in college that I would work for Coachella someday. And I think it was in 2018, I got my first gig of working with the press team at Coachella, and that kind of opened up the door into Golden Voice, which was just the absolute dream job. It was like my dream that I always wanted to get to and to work for. I just everything that Golden Voice does is absolutely incredible. And yeah, so I started working Coachella, and then a job opened on their marketing team, and so I got offered that job, and I was working on a lot of different kind of touring. So like helping out with AG Presents and their global touring office. And then also I did the marketing for the Greek Theater, for the Ace Hotel, which those are my two favorite venues in Los Angeles. And I had written those down too, that someday I will work for the Greek Theater and I will work for the Ace Hotel. So all I'm saying is if you write it down and you set goals
That's what
and
it
you
sounds
manifest,
like, right?
I am the
Please
biggest
don't write down that
manifester.
you're coming for our jobs.
Exactly.
No, but I did write down that I will, interview on adventures in Venueland.
There you
So
go.
here we are. Yes, I did.
That's amazing. Like, I guess to unpack that a little bit, is that something, what kind of put that drive in you? It sounds like you're very self-motivated in that way, which is really cool. And you have sort of a ability to envision whether it's, just an exciting goal or a personal goal or, helping a community or something like, and then you actually carry through with it. There's so many of us that are like, oh, it would be fun to work here. Oh, that would be cool. And then all of a sudden you're doing it and you're kind of working toward it. Is that just something that you've always had, or is it, explain to me how you do that. How do I get to my dreams, Mom?
Anyone can do it. I've always been really, yeah, it's been a very important thing to me to always write down goals. And I kind of do it every birthday as I sit down and I write down, okay, this is what I want to achieve in the next year. And I think it's really helpful to actually have that list and to see it and look at it every day. It's funny though, because a lot of times I write these things down And I just kind of have it in my head and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. And then it happens. And I don't always realize it happened until like a month later. You're like, whoa, I did that thing. I did it. I didn't even like, and it just, but so in that way, it's like, if you truly just like start to kind of move in that direction and manifest these things, I really do believe that it will happen. I also I've started this new practice of really doing a lot of like positive affirmations. This might sound a little lame to some people, but
No, I love this stuff.
okay, I truly, at first, I was like, I'm not going to sit there and look in the mirror and say, I am powerful, I am strong, or whatever it may be. I started doing it every day, and every morning I wake up and I like just listen to positive affirmations. I meditate almost every single day, and it truly does change the chemistry of your brain to really open up and to see the world in a different, magical, amazing way. So that has also been very helpful. And it's kind of hard to do it because sometimes it feels a little cringy, but I actually really love it. And I'm
As long as you're not
a big
filming
believer
it,
in it.
then I think you're fine.
I I don't want anyone to ever see me doing it, but I really do believe in it. And it's amazing. And I feel like I've been like telling everybody, I'm like, you guys, did you know if you just say positive things and believe positive things will happen? And they're like, oh yeah, it's pretty simple. Makes
That's
sense.
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Positively
Hey,
simple.
one thing I wanted to ask you about is you put some time in studying Spanish. You actually spent some time in Spain to learn Spanish. I wonder if you talk to me a little bit about that, and have you been able to use that in your career at all?
Yeah. I love Spanish. I started speaking when I was in like eighth grade and I was just like hooked immediately. And I was like, you know, president of Spanish National Honor Society and just love speaking Spanish. And so I went to Spain when I was in college. I studied abroad in Bilbao, which if you haven't been to Bilbao, I highly, highly recommend it. It's an amazing part of Spain. The north of Spain, I feel like, is like such a magical, cool place. But yeah, I lived there for 6 months and just absolutely loved it. And have always kind of been drawn back to it because I think the language is so beautiful. And one of the things that I really love the way that they speak in Spain because it feels much more magical than the way we speak in the United States. Everything is preciosa, everything is que bonita. Like everything is really has this different kind of
And a
beauty to it.
romanticism to it, it feels
Yeah.
like, yeah. Whereas here we're like, take the trash out to the curb.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, go for a walk with the garbage down the street and it will be
Right.
beautiful. And you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds great.
Exactly.
Um, but yeah, Spain has always been a very special place for me. And actually kind of those goals that I wrote down that Spain has always, I've been very drawn to that country for a long time, but I quit Golden Voice in 3 years ago. I was just kind of ready for a different change and ready to kind of explore some other things. And I really wanted to do a bunch of traveling. And so I decided I was kind of ready to end my time in LA and to see what was next. And so I left and I went to Spain and hiked the Camino de Santiago. So I started in Bilbao. It's if you don't know what the Camino is, it's a spiritual pilgrimage that's been around for 1,000 plus years, and it goes all across Spain and leads to this cathedral in the northwest part of Spain. But you know, thousands of people make this pilgrimage every year, and it's a very, very powerful thing. And I was at a point where I was like, do I want to continue working in music? Do I want to do something different? And while I was on the Camino, I hiked 500 miles across Spain over 30
Wow.
days. Yeah, it was pretty wild and a very transformative experience. So if you're ever lost, I highly recommend just going to Spain and hiking the Camino.
Just
Uh,
take 30 days,
just do it.
bring a
Just no big
couple
deal.
comfortable shoes.
Yeah. Yep. And so I went there and did that. But being in Spain for that amount of time was just absolutely incredible. it's really cool too, because on the hike that I did, I did the northern route. So I basically got to go through three different provinces of Spain and see, it's really cool to kind of see how the country and the culture moves throughout like each area is so distinctly different and special. So Spain is it's a very magical place.
How did that draw you to your current role that you're at now? Like, did you come off of that experience and, decide I guess you said that you went to the concert, right? So you kind of saw the venue, but was that sort of off of that experience in Spain? You're like, this is the next path. This is the next thing.
The crazy part is it was the week after I got back from Spain.
Oh
I came to
man.
Stern Grove. Yeah. So I really do
Probably had a
think that
very
like,
open mind too, right? Like you were very
yes,
like, where am I going? And then all of a sudden, oh,
truly that's
the
like
stern at
what
the
it
top of the
felt like.
grove. The beacon.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny because while I was on, I mean, we all kind of know that the music industry can kind of burn you out a bit, and it can be a lot, but it is something that we all are so passionate about and love so much. When I left Golden Voice, I was like, what do I want to do? Do I want to try something different? And the entire time I found myself every day on the Camino, I would hear music and I would just go to where the live music was. I was just searching for music the whole time. And I was like, okay, my soul loves music. I love music. We need to continue this, but I don't know in what capacity. I would love to do something with like a nonprofit in music. I don't even know if that's a possibility. And yeah, I came back and literally a week later, my friends were like, let's go to this Taj Mahal concert at Stern Grove. I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And then when I started looking for jobs, I was on LinkedIn and it was just marketing director of Stern Grove Festival. And I was like, well, that's it. I
There it
want that
is.
job.
Jeez. It feels like you've got a powerful mind to imagine. Like you got to be careful with your responsibilities. Like you envision anything. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna start sending you my vision board and say, okay, Molly, this
Yes.
is this is where I'm going. I need you to bring it. You're like the
Manifest it.
fortune.
Manifest
Yeah,
it.
manifest it for me. I'm not manifesting
Please
it. I
do.
need you to do it. Yeah.
Paul, send me anything. I'll put it on my wall.
Perfect.
Before you know it, it'll
In
be
the mirror each
happening.
morning, you'll say, Paul wants to move here. Paul wants to be a millionaire.
Yes. And then we'll go on a trip.
I love it.
Perfect. I
Well,
love it.
speaking of that, let's get into it. We're going to wrap things up here with our fast five. It's five quick questions. Just looking for your a short, immediate response. First up, what was your very first concert?
Maroon 5.
Ah, do you have a favorite concert?
I love God, Lady Gaga this year at Coachella blew my mind. But I
Oh,
do think the Rolling Stones, it's just they're just so incredible. I saw them at SoFi, I think it was a couple years ago, and that was just unbelievable.
you talked about loving to travel. What's vacation destination that's on your bucket list? What's at the top of your list of places that you'd like to go to but you haven't been to yet?
Thailand.
Ooh, that's
I
a good
really
one.
want to go to Thailand.
Yeah.
What's one vacation place you'd recommend that you have been to?
I really I love Portugal very much. I was just there again, and Porto is the best.
You've been to Kentucky. I know you've told me this before. So,
I do love it there.
yeah.
I used to have Irish dancing competitions in Kentucky.
That's a whole nother podcast for another day. Last question for you. What's your theme song? There's a TV show where reality cameras follow you all around, filming your life. What's the song that plays over the opening credits of the Molly Show?
Ooh. Um, Marvin Gaye, Got to Give It Up.
Got to give it
Okay.
up. There you go. Very
Great song.
nice. Hey, Molly, I'm sorry, we're laughing because we might have had to edit some answers out. Hey, Molly, if we had if nobody wanted to reach out to you or learn more about the festival, talk to me about throw out any plugs you want to throw out here.
Yes, please, I would love anyone to reach out to me. And truly, it is a free festival, so anyone that's listening can come.
You can
And
comp tickets all day.
all day, like nonstop and limited
All
comp
comps.
tickets.
Yeah, exactly.
So like if anybody wants to come, I would absolutely love for you to come. Fremgen at sterngrove.org. Please reach out to me. But yeah, I truly I would love for everyone to come and see this venue. And I think it's such a magical thing and like such a special venue to share with everybody. So
Well, thank you for sharing with us today. I appreciate that, and we'll teach us all about the festival and about all the fun that you're doing there. Really, really cool stuff. Hey, and a big thanks to everybody for listening to this episode of Adventures in Venueland. Remember, you can subscribe and find more episodes wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Until the next adventure, I'm Dave Rettelberger.
And I'm Paul Hooper. Thanks for listening, everyone.
thank you.
Adventures in Venueland is a side project of the Event and Venue Marketing Conference, a marketing conference that brings together diversified event and venue professionals to cultivate education, collaboration, and innovation for the growing sports and live entertainment industry. Find out more at eventvenuemarketing.com.
Audio editing and mixing by Camille Faulkner.
Design and digital advertising by Megan Ebeck.
Copywriting and publicity by Samantha Marker.
Guest booking and brand strategies by Paul Hooper.
Guest research by Dave Rettelberger.
Marketing strategies by Paul Hooper, Megan Ebeck, and Samantha Marker. Thanks for joining us. Until the next adventure.